The country our organization chose to focus on is the landlocked Pearl of Africa, Uganda. The capital of Uganda is Kampala.
Uganda has a population of around 27 million and contains several ethnic groups, with the Buganda group being the largest. Christianity is the majority religion.
Our mission statement is that Terps4Uganda wish to provide higher education through raising money for school supplies and the building of more educational infrastructure without corrupt government interference.
Our vision statement is Terps4Uganda wish to see a world where every individual has the opportunity to have a quality education without any hesitation, and to alleviate corruption in the nation and move away from poverty as a whole.
The percentage of children from ages 13 to 18 out of secondary school is a staggering 51%, with 21% being male and 30% being female. This showcases that there is a large percentage of children out of school, and it is important that they have access to a proper education.
With a $1 billion budget that has been given to us, a lot of changes can be made. We've chosen to partner with 3 nonprofit organizations such as UNICEF, the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and the Uganda National NGO Forum. Our organization, Terps4Uganda, has 3 main development priorities, the first of which being reframing the country's political agenda.
Lobby the government to enact anti-corruption laws. Partner with the Anti-Corruption Coalition Uganda, a non-profit NGO that fights and monitors corruption across all levels of government. Raise public awareness of corruption through promotion of UN's International Anti-Corruption Day on December 9th, and encourage citizens to speak up about corruption they witness through the establishment of a national corruption hotline. To ensure funds go directly to our goal, we will ensure accountability of our members and a monitoring of progress at the various projects Terps4Uganda will enact.
Our second development priority being making the country more economically sound. The key to economic development is an educated population. Uganda should have free education in private and boarding schools to lower the gap of the quality of education being taught at a primary or secondary school. Free education in private schools will substantially increase enrollment, especially in rural areas, and won't put a burden on families who are financially limited. Students learning at a higher standard will start the trend in which students would be able to get a good education, then a job, and provide for his or her family. This cycle would also increase the Ugandan economy and increase their development.
We should invest more in education since that is the future. Education is the foundation of social, political, and economic development. Experts have been shown to say that developed countries are countries with higher per capita income, lower income inequality, and lower fertility rates are the ones more likely to invest in children's education, leading to higher enrollment rates at school. This goes to show that the best way to boost economic growth in a country like Uganda would be to invest in a child's future by budgeting more of their money towards education systems and increasing enrollment rates as a result. A third of our given billion-dollar budget would directly benefit Ugandan school systems to improve in quality as well as in quantity. Quality of education is very important for a country's development, so it would be necessary to mandate a standard set forth internationally and apply it to upcoming schools in Uganda so students can better prepare to hold proper careers as adults and become positive contributors to society and alleviate any future economic duress. If any of these international tests fail, more resources can be put in place. Better school resources like smaller class sizes, more well-trained teaching staff, well-written textbooks, advancement in technological tools, classroom aids, expenditure per pupil, and amount of instruction time are proven to create sharper students, which too will help make the country a more stable economic environment.
Our third development priority is creating opportunities for social advancement. While offering extracurricular activities and providing more resources for students will help a great deal, it is just not enough. Compulsory education is common in many developed countries and is becoming more popular in developing countries as well. These laws have proven to be very effective in increasing participation in education. Compulsory education dictates that a child must be enrolled in school for a selected number of years. President Yoweri Museveni introduced compulsory education to Uganda in 2008. However, his laws only enforce primary education. Because of this, there is a large drop-off between primary and secondary education in Uganda. Secondary school offers more in-depth education and is especially important for developing countries. With a third of our $1 billion budget, compulsory secondary education could be made possible. If Uganda were to create compulsory education laws for secondary schooling with this new funding, the enrollment rate would definitely see a significant increase. This would be a great investment for Uganda as higher education can reduce poverty rates and help spark economic growth.
Another opportunity for social advancement would be sending teams over to Uganda with books and supplies to ensure better facilities. We will begin by holding a book drive where students here in America give their old retired books. Instead of just mailing the books over, it is necessary to send a team over to hand deliver these books to avoid the intervention of the corrupt government. It is important to make sure these books and supplies go to public schools and not private schools. While these students are over there, they will help with the foundation of creating more schools. It's important to create more schools because as of today, there are about 100 students in a classroom and only one teacher. Creating more schools would allow for more classrooms and the diffusion of students, thus creating smaller class sizes and a more efficient classroom setting.
Each of our development priorities has a percentage of the budget associated with it. Education will comprise 33% of our budget. This will include improving the education systems in terms of quality and quantity. Then, government action will comprise 46% of our budget. This will include lobbying efforts, stipends for Terps4Uganda members, travel, and logistical costs. And finally, social change will comprise 21% of our budget, including benefit concerts and creation of ads and awareness campaigns.
Terps4Uganda believes that with the contribution from the Luna Foundation, real change will be brought to Uganda. Educating our children is the key to the future economic prosperity in any country. The $1 billion budget will enable our organization to implement positive activities in this developing nation to provide a basis for success and to set a precedent for future projects.